Hey guys, my name is Thomas Harris. I am a huge soccer fan. I've played all throughout my life and I've been consistently watching the sport since I was in middle school. But I have also played other sports, one of which is football. And today I want to explain why soccer is the higher of the two sports and hope to persuade you to believe that opinion with me. Through multiple sources and facts, like I said, I'm hoping to change your opinion and persuade you to be on my side and realize that football is the actual lesser of the two sports. And like I said before, I played both, but soccer just manages to always find a way to stick out to me. According to athletic scholarships, soccer was invented in 1863, whereas American football was invented in 1920. So it's almost 60 years between the two. So soccer has a lot more time to develop, other than football, and so it's became the game it is today. There has been a lot of rules that have been introduced, and just like I said, it's had a longer time to develop and become the superior game. Both do have a huge fan base, but of course, most football fans come from America. We have seen it more in Europe recently, but soccer has always been regarded as the world sport. Like I said before, this is just mainly due to cultural experiences. We grew up watching football in America, but according to Top End Sports, the amount of estimated soccer fans is 3.5 billion compared to football's 400 million. So half the population is a soccer fan, and that's something that shows that there is just an abundance of soccer fans in the world. And like I said, with the abundance of fans, soccer is so easily found throughout the world. It is extremely common to see kids or adults playing because it's just so easily put together. All you need is a ball, goals, and people that are just willing to play. Every time I used to visit Honduras, where my family's from, if you go to just another street, you go across the street, you'd see people playing. You go to another street, you'd see people playing. It's just a constant sport that's played. And even with less of a fan base, even with less players, football injuries are still way more common than soccer. And of course, this is expected just because of the physical aspect of the sport. Football does use more body parts, which leads to player getting hurt easier and more often. And it's just a more physical sport. But NCAA reported that nearly 44,000 football injuries related happen per year, while 55,000 happen in soccer. But you need to take into account that both men and women are playing soccer, and so the percentages are way smaller for those, way smaller than it is for football, guaranteed with the people that were playing. Soccer rarely sees any incredible injuries as well too. I remember I played football for 5 years and I received three concussions and a separated shoulder, but I played soccer for 10, and the only time I've ever received any impactful injuries was never. I always just got cramps or just muscle injuries just because of the fatigue of the game. And that just happens in the professionals all the time. I've never seen anybody really get hurt or anything that's make my jaw drop like I've had in football before. With that being said, even though injuries are seldom, soccer players are constantly moving. According to Runner's World, soccer players run an average of 7 miles a game, whereas football skill position players only run around 1.25 miles a game. And skill position players include wide receivers, cornerbacks, running backs. Are expected to run the most. So that means football players on average are running around 1 mile. So even though soccer players are just constantly moving and they're constantly going, they're still having less injuries while more than tripling the workout of football players. The running is worth it, however, with so many fans tuning in to watch the games and such. According to Forbes, 650 million people watched El Clasico, which is a soccer match between two very fierce rivals, two very competitive teams. But it's normally on club level, and there's normally not much they're playing for. And only in 650 million people watch. That's a huge, incredibly large amount of people. In comparison to the Super Bowl, which is 102 million people. And that is a championship game that people wait all year for. The season is building up to. And so whenever you see that, you know that there's more fans and there's more people that are wanting to watch these low-level soccer, not low-level, but lower-level soccer games than a championship game compared to people watching American football. So that's just a couple reasons why football is the lesser of the two sports. The fans are a huge deal. Way more fans for soccer than football. It is regarded as a world sport. There's less injuries, even though football players are running less and putting in less work. I personally believe, even though they are physically bigger, the amount soccer players run is just something that's incredibly special. Um, and like I said, less injuries, and just the fan base and the soccer has had a longer time to develop and become what it is today. Um, but I hope we were able to discuss multiple reasons today. I hope I was able to persuade you guys into believing that soccer is the overall better sport. Of course, I'm biased, but thank you guys for listening, understanding the reasonings as why I believe what I do. Thank you.